Okay, good evening to you all. Today is 30 October 2024 and it's the beginning of our week 4 of the 6-month virtual internship. Uh like always, we start by showing our outlines. That is what we are to cover for the entire uh week. So this is our today's outline, our week 4 outlines. We will have a recap on what we did uh, on week 3. Then we're going to talk about large function, small function, is blank function, if arrow function, upper, lower, proper, substitutes, replace, run between, VLOOKUP, index match. And also we are going to talk about how to connect two or more sheets together. So this is what we are going to discuss today in this week 3, and this what we are going to cover tonight. Okay, so we'll have a brief recap on what we did last week. That is week 3, where you know that we talk about if and if or. We also talk about count ifs, some ifs, some product length, text to column, concatenate, trim, left, right, mid, sources of data, and we also discussed about qualities of data, and we talk about data collection methodologies. Okay, so I believe you watched the previous video and you all understand what we discussed last week. And the assignment is still with you. You are trying to solve the assignment. And don't get carried away that this week's assignment is too much for you. The week 3 assignment is kind of too much. That why we didn't include some of the topics in the question. But maybe in this week, we'll try to match some, which I believe next week some will come up. So you need to marry everything together right from week 1, week 2, week 3. Please marry them together because as from this week, your assignment is going to cover almost all what you have discussed from week 1 up till where you are. So please make sure you are practicing everything and you are trying your best to see that you understand what everything is all about. So, these are our today's outlines, and we are going to start the practical on each of them. Okay, so I'm stopping my screen and I'm opening my Excel, and we are going to start. Okay, I'm sharing my screen now again. Please, if you can see it, you can let me know. Okay, so we are going to talk about the first function that we have today has to do with large and small. Let me just write them here so that you all see what we have here. So I'll just say large and I'll call small. So what these functions did is like they are like minimum and maximum. I believe you all know what minimum and minimum and maximum function are doing. Maximum will return the maximum value in the cell, while minimum will return the minimum value in the cell. So that's what they did. But this small and large, what this small and large function did is they return the large return the maximum value based on the rank. That is based on the criteria you gave it to. For example, I can say I need second largest number within the row. Large will return that for me. I can say I need the fifth largest number in the row. Large will return that to me. And also for small return the smallest value based on criteria. I can say, for example, I need the third smallest value in the row. And what small will return that to me. So this is what these two are doing. The only difference they have with minimum and maximum, minimum will return the minimum value, maximum will return the maximum value, and that's all. While this small and large will return what? Will return the minimum value but based on rank. You need to give it what minimum do you need. That is the number of minimum that you need. Maybe like I told you, fifth minimum, third minimum, 10th minimum. You can say that. Large also, you can tell it fifth maximum, sixth maximum, 11th maximum number, and the rest. That's what you can do with these two functions. And we are going to try that. Of course, we are going to try that with this data so that it will return that for us. So let's try with the large. I'm going to say large. All you need is just to write the function. You are going to say large. Then you select the entire array. Please take note, you select the entire array. Your array is where all the data is. So I'm using this ID number for us to pick out of this ID number which one is the second largest in the number. So that's what we are going to do. So when you highlight the array, then you put comma. This K is asking you for the value. It's like your X. What position of the largest value do you need? So I say second. So I'll write 2. I'll close bracket and I'll press enter. So it will return the second largest. Let me use this maximum function. Let me use maximum function here and say equals to max, open bracket. Let me highlight this, close it and press enter. You see, this is the maximum number that we have, but this is the second maximum number because I put what? I put 2 here. If I delete these two and put 1, sorry, if I delete these two and put 1, it will return the largest number for us, which is going to be the maximum number. And that why here I turn it to what? I turn it to 2 and I press enter and it returns the second largest number to me. So this function is very useful. Let me tell you, this is very, very useful because sometimes you will be asked, we need to know who are the top 10 earners. That's something that you are going to maybe paste in your weekly project. You might be asked to find out the top 10 highest earners and also the lowest 10 earners or salary paid people or employees within a company. And this is the function you need to use to get such whenever you are asked to do that. So the large function did this to you. For the small return the smallest value based on the criteria like I told you. Maybe now we need the fifth smallest value within the range of the data that way. For example, I can tell you, okay, find the fifth person that is collecting the smallest salary. So the fifth person within the range, that's what you are going to do. So let's say equals to small, open bracket, then you highlight to the array, that is the range of the data. You put comma and you put 5. That stands for the fifth person. So when you press enter, you see it returns the fifth person with the what? With the smallest value in the data. And that's what it will do for you. So if you use min equals to min, open bracket, you highlight the range, you close bracket and press enter. This is the minimum value, 100654. If I come here and I remove that 5 and replace it with 1, if I replace it with 1 and press enter, you see it will give me the same number as the minimum value within the range of the data. So this is what this small and large did. Please take note of them because they are very, very useful function that might come in handy and you need them. You need to know how to use them. Okay, so the next thing we are going to talk about, is blank and if arrow. That's what we are going to talk about today, is blank and if arrow. So this function, let me delete this. These two functions are all conditional function, is blank, if arrow. So for the is blank, is a function that return true or false. It's just a Boolean function. It returns true or false because it's like you are asking. It's like you are asking a particular column that is this column blank? That's what it is. You are asking the column. Is it blank? Let me add this function. Not only this is blank. Let me put this here. I'm going to do something. I'll add this is number is text for you. These are the three functions that I just added them for you. We are going to treat them all because they did the same thing. So when you were, it's like you are asking a particular cell in Excel that is it blank? If the cell is blank, it will tell you yes. Is it not, if it is not blank, it will tell you false. So for example, let's say we have a blank cell here. Let me just say equals to is blank, open bracket, then I click here, then I close bracket and press enter. You see, it just returned true for me. Why? Because yes, the cell is blank. But if I come here under the cell and I put 3, now it will say false. Why? Because the cell is what? The cell is not blank. Please take note on that. Okay. So that's what this is blank did to you. It's just like it you are asking, is it blank? Yes. It will just say that's to you. True. Is it not blank? It will say false if it is not blank. Why? Because let me show you something. I'll just create something with this blank using if function. I'll show you how to do that. But for these two, I'll not show you that. Please pay attentively to understand this so that when it comes in your weekly project, you will not get confused in that. What I'm going to do is I just want to create a something. I just want to say that, okay, let me just say full name. It's just a column. So I want to create a status of this full name. Let me just say status. I just want, if this full name is blank, I want it to return, you can't leave the full name column empty. That's what I just want to say. Please understand that. If it is blank, I just want to say you can't leave this column empty. But if it is not blank, I just want it to be what? To be blank. I don't want that arrow to be there. That's all what I want to create. So let me just show you that. Okay. So let me say equals to is blank. What I'm going to say, I just want to take it step by step for you so that you will understand what it is. So if I say is blank, open bracket, and I click on this cell, I close it, it will automatically tell me it's true. So I want to create if conditions surrounded, this is blank. So I'm going to say if open bracket is blank, look at it now. Definitely this is our value. So this is our criteria already. You all know that if formula start with the criteria. So this is our criteria. So now if I put comma, you see, by default, what it will return to us is true. So I'm going to put this value, instead of it to return a true for us, I'm going to put the value if true. So I'm going to say you cannot leave it blank. That's the value if true. So for the value if false, I'm going to leave it empty. So I'll just put double quote and close the double quote. That means it will remain empty if there is what? A text, or if the cell is not empty, it's not blank. So if I close it now and I press enter, automatically it will say you cannot leave it blank. Why? Because the cell is blank. Well, let me just write my name. If I put Ahmad, it will just return empty because now I have what? I have a text in the word in the cell. Now that is blank condition that I have now is false. That way I have this empty as a return text here. Please understand this because most of your project this week is going to be developing how to develop templates, how to develop a lot of sheets. So please understand that there are lots of sheets you are going to create as templates in this week. So it will be more of that. Okay. So that's what the is blank. So for is number is just return the same. Equals to is number. If I click this cell and I close it, automatically it will tell us true because this is 3 and is number. If I put A and press enter, it will be false. Why? Because A is not a number. A is a text. So that way we have this is text function also. Now if I click here and I close bracket and press enter, it will say true because A is a what? A is a number. If I put 3 and press enter, it will tell me no because A is a what? A is a Three is not a text, it's a number. And that one is number show us is true, and its text show us what is a false. And its blank show us is a false because the column is not what? The cell is not blank. So this is what these three functions did. And please, you need to marry them with if condition because you are going to create a template, a high level template that will communicate with people depending on what you were asked to do using this is blank, is text, and what is number. So let's come to this if arrow. If arrow is just a conditional formula of if arrow. It's not returning it's not returning what did I say? It's not returning true or false. No, you are to give it a condition. If there is arrow, it will bring something back to you. Let me do something. For example, I'm going to say equals to, let me just do something. This multiply by 3. It will give me 9. If I put A, it will return to this. This is arrow. It will return this to us. So if there is this no value, that is this arrow that you can see, let me create if formula and I will show you if arrow function and you will see what will happen. If there is any arrow, what is this value? Then I will click here. If it is arrow, value if arrow, then you put the value if it is arrow. For example, I can just say this and close it. For example, I just create a blank. Or let me put something and say there is arrow with the formula. Let me just create that. There is arrow in the formula. Okay, you see, when we create this formula and someone come instead of him to put number here, he put alphabets. Then, for example, if I put 3, you see, it will give us the 9. Definitely, you will see 9. But once I put A, it will show us there is arrow in the formula. Why? Because we create a condition. Once there is arrow, it will give us that. And take note on this. In here, in here, you can create this if arrow within the cell you are creating the formula. So now let's create this if arrow formula within the cell that we are using so that we can see how it works. So now I create it separately here. So let me come here and create the if arrow here. So when you come here, we have this value and we create this q3 times 3. So what we are going to do now is we need to put the if arrow here. We need to say if arrow open bracket, then we leave this q3 times 3, we leave it like that, then we put comma and we put our if arrow message. So we are going to say there is arrow in the formula. Like this, we close bracket and we press enter. So once there is arrow in the formula, is going to tell us that if there is no arrow, it will give us the results. So now if I put 3, it will give us 9. If I put 9, it will give us this. If I put this, but once I put A, it will definitely give us arrow because there is arrow in the formula. So that's why I said you can create if arrow within the formula itself. That's what this if arrow did. And you can see sometimes a lot of when you run a formula, it will show you arrow, it will show this value. There is if NA, there are different this if NA, but the reason why I will not treat them, some of you will not have that if NA in their in their Excel version. They will not have that if NA, but this if NA will work with this if NA when you only see that if not available. You will see that when you are using VLOOKUP, when you return a value and there is no that ID that you are looking for, that when you are going to see this if NA in it. So that one I will not treat, but this if arrow, you will be seeing it across even using the simple arithmetics. Okay, so the next thing after this if arrow, we are going to talk about upper lower proper. That's what we are going to discuss about. Upper lower proper. Let me just delete all, please. Let me write upper. Okay, let me do it somewhere here because yeah. Let me just create new column here. Let me create three columns, upper, lower. So these functions are just for text. I just put text. These functions are for text because uh the upper what upper did what upper did is it turns whatever is inside this particular cell to capital letters. Lower will turn it to lower case, while proper will put each first letter, will make each first letter to be capital. That's what this proper did for you. Let me just show you what it did. If you write equals to upper, open bracket, just click the cell where the text is and you press enter. It will turn whatever is inside to what to capital letter. If you like, you can just double click on it and everything will return to capital letter. You can see a lot of people turning text in Excel to capital letter by themselves. Don't know that there is a shortcut of doing that. For you to turn it to small letters, you can just say lower, open bracket, click on the text and you close it, then you turn everything into lowercase and all the text will return to lower case, and that's how it is. So the last thing is the proper. When you put proper and you just click on it, all the letter, the first letter of within the text is going to turn to what? To capital letter, and everything will be at the proper level of it. So this is what this proper, upper, lower functions did. So whenever you were given a text, maybe if you were given a data, you were asked to rearrange how the text are placed, learn how to use this function to do that within seconds and everything will return to how you want it to be. So we'll move to substitute and replace. Let's just move to substitute and replace. Okay, so let me write it here, substitute, replace. So what these two functions did is to just help you to replace something within a cell. For substitute, you replace a particular text within a particular column. That was substitute did. While replace help you to replace a particular alphabet or a particular letter within a cell. They have two things, they are doing two things, two different things, but all of them you replace something with them, but they are doing different things. For substitute, you write a particular text, a word, you are changing a entire word within it. Why a replace? You give it the number of text you want to replace within which particular, from which particular number you want to replace. That's how you write the function. So that's the two different between the two functions, please. So for the substitute, I'm going to say substitute. It will ask you for the text you want to substitute from. So let's say, for example, I want to substitute, I want to apply this substitute on this cell. So what I want to do in there, for example, is comma the old text. What did I want to substitute within this text? What is the old text that I want to substitute from? Let's say it's university. So I'll write university. So I'll write university. What is the new text that I want to substitute with? I just want to turn it to college. Then I'll press enter. I'll close my bracket and press enter. So it will change wherever university is. If I create it here, for example, let me just create a new column here. I'm sorry. Let me say equals to substitute here. Let me click here, comma. The old text is university. Make sure the text is within. It's university, comma. I want to substitute it with college. Then I will close bracket and press enter. So wherever university is in here, it will be substituted to what? To college. So University of Alaba at Birmingham. And this one say College of what? College of Alabama at Birmingham. So this is how it's going to be. So wherever there is university, it will turn to college using this word substitute. This is what this substitute did. Okay. So the next thing is the replace. So replace, I told you, we replace a certain words inside the cell. That means now I want to do the replace. I will say equals to, replace. Then I will click on the old text. For example, let me click on here. There's the old text. Then it will ask you for the starting number. So now you need to make sure that where do you want to start the replacing? That means you need to give the starting number. Like we did that mid function, if you can recall last week. So you need to apply the starting number in here. So let's say, for example, I want to replace all the first, let me say I want to start from letter one. So comma, all the first, I want to start from letter one. So how many characters did I want to replace? Let's say I want to replace all the first five characters. Let me put five. Then I'll put comma again. Then what text do I want to replace these five characters with? So let's say I want to replace them with 0. So I'll close it and press enter. You see, wherever there is that first five characters, is going to be replaced with what? It's going to be replaced with 000, as you can see. So let me just replace it with Baze and space. So anywhere there is that five characters will be changed to what? Baze. Look at it. I put Baze in front before what? Before each six character. I started from first to fifth. It stopped at 6. So this is what this did. This replace. So whenever you want to replace something and you know the starting point of it, you know the number of characters you want to replace, you just apply replace and use it. So now it's left for you. Whenever you have a replace or substitute something within the formula, please ask yourself, how are you going to do it, or what formula are you going to apply towards that to do whatever you want to do. And this is what this function did for you. Okay, so here, what brings us to the end of this replace and what? And substitute. So now let's talk about rand and rand between. Rand and rand between. So this rand is it helps you to create a random number. That what rand did for you. And this random number is going to be with it in decimal places. That's how it comes. It helps you to create a automated number. For example, if I just say equals to rand, open and close, you don't need to put anything. Just put equals to rand, open and close and press enter. It will definitely generate new values for you. Whenever I click somewhere and press enter, it will generate new. Or if I press F5, it will, sorry, if I press, supposed to work with refresh. Okay, so it's not F5. Okay, it's F4. So if you keep clicking F4, it will keep changing. As you can see, it just keep changing. F4, it will just keep creating automatic numbers for you. So that what rand did. But rand between, what rand between did is that it creates a random numbers for you within the range that you specify. That way, whenever we want to create data for you to work with, we just apply this rand between to create that data for you. We don't need to waste our time thinking how to create values. We'll just ask Excel to create automated values for us, and that way we'll give it to you. You are going to use the values. So we are just asking Excel to do that for us. So let's say I want to create random numbers. Let's say I want to create 10 of them. And like this, maybe I want to create a salary of people from 30,000 to 100. I want Excel automatically, or let's say number of household people. I just want Excel to create from 10 to 50. I want it to create automatic number for me for 10 households. That's all what I want. So I'll just ask Excel for that. Equals to rand between, rand between, I said from 10 to 50. So I will ask Excel to create random numbers from 10 to 50 for me. If I drag, just drag, you see, automatically Excel will create these random figures for you. It's just random numbers. And whenever you click this F4, it will change. The numbers will definitely change. You see, numbers will be changing. But if you want to retain the numbers, you don't want them to change. You want to retain them. Copy them when you are done with doing everything. Because now if I want, I can drag them here. So I can drag them horizontal, vertical. You see, I just create another data here and I can give it to you. I say, just go ahead and start working with the data. So I'll just copy the data as we did that copy paste special. Then I will paste it. So now even if I press this F4, nothing will change. Everything will remain the way it is. So it will not change. It's only this rand between that we created is changing. So whenever you want to create a random number, you want to give random number to people in Excel, all you need is to open your Excel and create rand between. Just put the numbers. Maybe I have 100 students. I want to pick out of this 100 students. I want to pick 5 of you to do something for me. I'll just say equals to rand between. Rand between 1 to 100. So I'll just click here. I want 5 people. So I'll just highlight 5 cells. I'll just drag it like this. These are these 5 cells. You see, I'll just call 27, 30, 14, 70, and 16. This is what will just give you something to be unbiased, and you are just kind of, impartial to that. So this is what this rand between did, is just create random numbers for you within a particular range that you want to have the random numbers. So the next thing we are going to talk about is VLOOKUP. But I think seriously, let's just take a recess and come back, because the VLOOKUP index match, we are going to talk about VLOOKUP index match. This we need to have, I don't want us to cut it. Maybe we'll just have a reset. Let's just rest. Me too, I'll just rest a little bit. So that we will start this VLOOKUP, and you learn it today. So this is where we are going to just take a recess. We'll come back, we'll resume in a bit. So please, how many minutes? We just have 3 minutes. But okay, let me explain the VLOOKUP before we take a recess, so that when we come back, we'll practice this VLOOKUP. You see, VLOOKUP index match, we are going to do these two functions when we come back, are one of the most essential functions in Excel. One of the most essential. And if someone want to test test your knowledge on whether you know what you are doing in Excel or something, like, they will ask you these two functions, because they are the mightiest in Excel, because you cannot escape them. Whenever there is maybe a test, or maybe someone want to test whether you are professional in Excel or not, please understand these functions, and you learn how to do that. These functions helps you to return a particular value based on a particular criteria. They are like search function. You are looking for something. Something was maybe for, let me say this. We have this data, as you can see, we have about 1,500 plus rows of data. Automatically, I can pick all these IDs. Maybe I can pick this. I can just go ahead and randomly pick IDs for you. These IDs will be given to you. And when these IDs are given to you, you will be asked to find a particular data related to such IDs that was given to you. That's it. For example, I can give you account number and tell you find the name of the person with that account number, or find the address of the person with such account number. It's only when you know these functions you can be able to do that within a short period of time. If not, you need to start going row by row to figure out that. But believe me, when you were given a big data to do that, there is no way you can do it. And this VLOOKUP and index match is something that me, I work with it. I work with it. There is this ministry that I work something similar for them. They paid particular people that did works for them, but when they paid them, they forgot. They don't know. They matched all the data together. They paid some, they didn't pay some, and they don't know who they paid and who they didn't pay. But they have the account number of the ones they paid, but they cannot extract them from the data. How are you going to do that? Is by just applying this VLOOKUP, and you'll just extract those that were paid and those that were not paid. But if not, they have to do it one after the other manually for them to know that. And believe me, you're talking about 10,000, 12,000 people. How are you going to narrow that one after the other? It's going to be a very hectic task for you. So when we come back, we will practicalize this, and you'll see how we are going to do that whenever we have similar thing to do. So please, see you in few minutes, and we'll continue. Okay, so VLOOKUP, like I told you, it stands for vertical lookup. You use it to look up uh, for a particular data related to a particular lookup ID or a particular lookup value that you need. Every data is connected with something, with something, especially like I told you, the ID or the unique ID of the data. So now we are going to use this ID number as the unique identifier for us to get different, or for us to get related data to such particular ID. That's what we are going to create now, and you're going to see it. You will say that, yeah, this formula is very powerful, and I believe you all love VLOOKUP formula. So let me just randomly select any number. Let me just select some numbers. I'll just select anywhere. Let me just select. I don't know the numbers. I'm just selecting, picking randomly, and we are going to do a lot with these numbers that we are selecting. So I'm just selecting. I'm just picking one anywhere because we have about 1,500 rows. So I'm coming down. Don't worry. I'm just picking. I'm picking one after the other. I'm picking. So let's just pick. Let's pick all these numbers. Let's just pick them and paste them here. They are too much, but let me divide them into two. Okay, let me cut this one and put it here also. So let's do that, delete this. So these are the numbers that we have. So now this VLOOKUP, what it will do for us, these are the numbers, but I'll come here and create something. I'll call it ID, and I'll put any ID that I want from here. I'll copy it and I'll paste it here. So any ID that I want, I'll copy it from there and I'll paste it here. So let me do this. Let me copy this one so that I will not do it serially. Let me paste it here. Okay, so now what we are going to do is that this ID that we have here, we want to know the name of the school related to this particular ID. I don't know the ID. You too, let's consider you don't know the ID. Everybody doesn't know the ID. But this data is given to us. Yes, of course, it's only one ID. You can go ahead and search where is this 160,630. You can go ahead and search for it to get that. Okay, that's okay. We believe you can do that. But what if you were given these numbers? These are the numbers that you were given, about 21 of them. How are you going to do it? In that way, there is no way you can do that. So that would bring us to this VLOOKUP. And we want to know the zip code. Okay, apart from this zip code, let me even get the name, school name. School name. So we need to know the school name, the zip code, highest degree offered, country name, longitude, latitude, religious affiliation. That's the data we want to know related to this particular ID that we are looking for. That would bring us to this vertical lookup. Okay. Don't worry, if you understand this VLOOKUP, the H lookup, X lookup is something that will not confuse you, and I'm not going to treat them. I'm just telling you that we have X lookup and we have horizontal lookup, the H lookup. H lookup, do it horizontally for you. VLOOKUP, do it vertically. So it's all something the same, but sometimes if you understand one, don't worry, the rest will not, give you more headache. So now we are going to get the name of the school. I'm going to start writing the function and I want you to understand how we are going to write it. Be attentively. So now equals to, then you write your VLOOKUP. The first thing you need is to take the value. We are picking the value. This is the value we are looking up the data related to such value. Then comma. Then it will ask you for the table array. Our table array is the entire data. All this data is our table array. So make sure you highlight all the data, then you put comma. That's what we are going to do. That's the second thing. The next thing is the column index number that we are looking for the value from. So what are we looking for? We say we are looking for name. This is where name is, column name, school name is under this B. And take note, by default in VLOOKUP, all these variables A, B, C, D, E, up till the end of the data, turns to what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up till the end. So this ID number column is 1. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if, for example, there is something that I'm supposed to do, which let me just delete this. I'm coming back because I need to create this for you so that you will understand it more. Let me just create 1, 2. Let me just create these numbers for you and it will help us to do this. So we have 14 here. So let me do that. So let's come back. Equals to VLOOKUP. I'm supposed to do that. It will help you more, comma. Then I'm not taking these numbers up. I'm just taking this. I'm taking from here. So the numbers I created them to for you to understand this well. So now I'll put comma. The column index number is this name, that is school name, and is 2. Look at it, it falls under 2. Then you write 2. Just write 2, comma. Then it will ask you for do you want it to be approximate match or do you want it to be exact match? For the approximate match is true. For the exact match is what? False. So we are going to write false. Then we close our bracket, and when we press enter, it will return the name of the schools of this particular ID. Let's press enter. You see, it said is what? Southern University of what? At New Orleans. This is what it did for us. So again, let me do something. We need zip code. Under this two, all you need is just to change the column index. Under this two, what do we want to change? We want to change where is it zip code is. Zip code is under 4. When you remove this two and put 4, it will return the zip code for you. So now, since we want to apply all this here, we want to apply across all this. What we are going to do is we need to drag this function across here. But before we did that, we need to lock what? We need to lock this range. That is the table array. We need to lock it first. Let's lock it. And we also need to lock where our ID is. We need to lock that also. Sorry, we need to press F4. We need to lock these two. Then we press enter. Now, if we drag it, don't worry. It will return this southern for us. Why? Because we are still under column 2. So let's say zip code is under column 4. So we are deleting 2 and put 4. You see, it returned the zip code for us. So for this, what are we going to do under this highest degree? So let's click on it. Highest degree is under weight. What is 5? So we are deleting this 2 and put 5. It's returned the highest degree. So under this one is what? Country name is what? Number 7. So we are putting 7. No, it's 6. We are putting 6. So for the location, for the longitude, sorry, for the longitude is 7. For the latitude is what? Is 8. We are removing this 2 and put 8. And also for the religious affiliation is what? Is 9. So let me put 9, and this is it. So this is the value, this is the data that we got related to this particular ID. Let me show you one most interested thing about this. If I change this ID, I just copy this one and I paste it here, everything will change. You see, automatically everything change. Because what? Because of this ID that I just copied. If I copy this one again and I paste it here, everything will automatically change again. Why? Because we change everything. Once we change the data, then everything will be changing together. So this is what this VLOOKUP is all about. Please, I know it's very easy and it's something that, you can do with. And take note, in VLOOKUP, any time that you are using this VLOOKUP, make sure that you understand what your ID is. Make sure you highlight your table, the array, and you know where the column is. And this is what it will return this for you. So if you like now, for example, we gave you a lot of data. We ask you to extract their information. Please learn how to do that. Learn how to drag it. Learn how to simplify it. Learn how to extract the data you were asked to extract. This is what this VLOOKUP is. And I told you it's very, very powerful tool. You will be asked to automate a lot of things using this VLOOKUP. In your assignment, you will be asked that. So please learn this. And with this VLOOKUP, a lot of people are automating their report sheet. They are automating a lot of things in Excel. So once you put something, it will automate a lot of things with this VLOOKUP that you can see. So that's what brings us to this end of this VLOOKUP. And now we are moving to index and index match. Index match and index match. These are two functions, but we concat the two functions together and we create index. That is index match. And there is index and match. So the function are index and match. But when you want to use them together to understand fully what they are all about, you use index match for that. So that's what the functions are. And also these functions are used to return a particular data within the range of the data. And that's what this index match are all about. So now let's start with the match. I think let me just start with match for you because You need to understand match before we move to index match in that case. Okay. For the match, you need to say match. What match did? Okay, let me tell you what this match did. What match did for you, it returned the row number of a particular value you are looking for. For example, now my lookup value will be this ID that we just created. I will use it as lookup value. It will tell us the row number where that lookup value is. And if we go to that row, we will see that value. That's what this match will do for us. So now let me click on this ID, comma. What is the lookup array? The lookup array is this. I'll just click highlight all this entire A. I will highlight it all. If we want, just click here and just hold control down. Then that's all. The match that you want, we need exact match. So let's put 0 for the exact match, because the types of match that we have less than, we have exact match, and we have greater than. So we are taking what? We are taking exact match. So I'll close bracket and press enter. Look at it. It tells us 171. So let's go to 171 and say, okay, let's see. What is it? 129428. Let's go to 171. Here it is, 129428. That's where 171 is. So this is what this match function did for you. It tells you where a particular data, the row number of a particular data, where it is. So if you go to that row number, you will definitely you are going to see that particular value. So this is what it did. So please understand what match did. Save it aside. Put that knowledge aside. We'll come back to it. Okay. So let's go to index. What index did? What index did? It helps you using this row that you got. You will use that particular row that you got. You will use it to get whatever you want within the array of the data, like VLOOKUP. Now, I know where this value is. I know the row number where the value is. So what I want is from that row number, maybe I want a data under a particular column. So that's what this did for you. So now you don't have the value. You just have the row number where the value is. Unlike VLOOKUP. In VLOOKUP, we have the value that we're looking for. But here you only have the row number where the value is. You don't even know the value. You just have the row number where the value is. So that's the difference between, now that's the first difference between the two you need to understand. So now it will ask for the array. For the array, our array is the entire data. Now we are highlighting the entire data. Here it is. So I put comma. It asks you for the row number. Don't forget, we know the row number. We know the row number, which is 171. We know the row number. That's why it asks us for the row number. So we know the row number of this particular ID, and it's 171. Then we put 171, comma. What data do we want to return? Under which column do we want to return a particular data? Let's say we want to return school name. So school name is under 2. So we need to put 2. That is column 2. And we close bracket and we press enter. You see, it returns the name of that particular school. Under row what? Under row 171. So let's go to row 171. Let's go to row 171. Okay, sorry. Sorry, I think we are not done with the function. Sorry. I think we are not done. Row number, column number. Yeah, we put 2. Sorry. So let's go to that row 171. We put the index. We take the array. We take the row number. And we also take the number of the column. So it gave us this, University of this. Okay. So here it is. Okay, sorry. Yeah. That way I saw it's not the name of the university. It's supposed to give us this. I know where we made the mistake. I know. When I'm highlighting the range, because it's taking the row number of this. You see, I started from 2 instead of from 1. So let me just increase this. So you're supposed to start from A1. Let me just increase it from A1. Definitely, it's supposed to give us the same name. That what confused me. I was just like, what's wrong with the function? So definitely, I know that we are the mistake because it's supposed to give us the same data that is here. That's what we are going to get here. So this is what this index did for us. Don't forget, we must know the what. We must know the what? The row number. That way we know the row number of this index. So look at it. In this match function, we didn't use this ID. We only use the row number of the ID and it brings us this. So now, the next thing we are going to do, the next thing we are going to do now is for us to apply the index match. Now, we are not going to get the match separate. That is the row number, we're not going to get it separate. We are going to concat it inside this particular function. So as it is now, we write 7171. Let's assume we don't know where this particular ID is. We don't know where it is. We are going to use this particular match inside the index formula. Instead for us to put 171, we are going to use match function for that. So let's do it and you're going to see what will happen. So we are going to say equals to index, open bracket, array. Our array is this, so I'm starting from this top. Okay, now let me do something. Let me delete this. Sorry, I want to show you something now. So let me delete this one too that we created using VLOOKUP. So let me just say equals to index, open bracket. I will highlight the array, comma, what are we looking for is the row number. Now let's assume we don't know the row number because now the row number changed to 171 because we delete the first row. So let's say we don't know the row number, we don't know it. So what are we going to do now is we are going to put the match function here to get the row number. So we are going to say match, open bracket. The way we use that match function, just bring that match function that you understand and put it here. It asks for the lookup value. This is the lookup value, the ID. Then we put comma. Where is the lookup array? This is the lookup array, the A column, comma. What are we looking for? The exact match. Then we put 0 and we close bracket and we put comma. Now we are done with getting the row number, which is 170 as the case. At this case is 170. Now the next thing it will ask us for is what? Is asking us for the row column number. So we already know the column number is 2. We are going to put 2 and we close it and we press enter. It's definitely return the name of the university for us. So now, please understand this. That's what this lookup index match is all about. So one thing about this index match, forget about this. We just did it for only this. We can still use this index match for the entire columns here. We're not going to put that 2. Maybe, okay, name is 2. Year is this, zip code is 3. We all know that we don't need that. We are going to use the names of this for us to get the value that is related to this. And we are going to, that's column number. We are going to use match function for us to get that. So we're not going to put 2 by ourselves. So we're going to say equals to index, open bracket for the array. Our entire data is the array, comma. And this row number, as you can see, row number, we don't know the row number. I told you we are going to use match function to get the row number. So this is how we are going to do it. Then I'll click on the value we are looking for, its row number. The lookup array is where the value is, comma. Then asks us exact match or less than or greater. We put 0 for the exact match. Then we put comma. Now it asks us for the column number. Take note, we are going to use match function also to get the row number. We are not going to write the row number by ourselves. We are going to use match function for that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say match, open bracket. The lookup value now is this name. Just click on this name. Just click on the name. That's the lookup value, comma. What is the lookup array? The lookup array should be the variable. That is the header. So I'm taking it vertical. So I'm taking the whole header as the lookup array, comma. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the exact match. Then I will close bracket and I will close another bracket and I will press enter and it will return the same name of the university for us and without us writing any number within the function. I know it will sound very confusing to you. Yeah. So let me try it again. Let me try it again. So if you can recall, when I did this index and match, I show you how to get it separately. So we can get in this index match based on this number. We can also get index match based on the columns. So let me show you. This column is what I did. Let me just do this index or this match for the column. I just get the column. So let's say equals to match open bracket. The lookup value is this name. You see, the name must be the same with the variables on top. So I just click on this name, comma. What is the lookup array? The lookup array is the names entirely. That is the entire headings, the variables that I have on top. That's the lookup array. So I just put that. What am I looking for? The last one is dot exact match. Close it. Just put 0 and close it, press enter. You see, it tells us this particular name is under column 2. That's what it tells us. So if we want to use for this ID also, it tells us this ID is under what? It already told us where this ID is. You know that. So it also tells us that this ID is this. But let me do it again for the ID. So let me say equals to match. This is the lookup, comma. This is the lookup array, comma, we need exact match, close bracket, and it gives us what? 170. You see, we have 170 for the what? For this ID, for the row number, and for the column of name that we are looking for, we have 2. So even if we change this, for example, now, instead of lookup value to be this Q12 name, I can drag it to zip code. If I press enter, it will give us 4. Zip code is 4. If I want, I can change it to religious affiliation. If I click enter, it gives us 9. So automatically the match function tells us the number, the column number of our variables that we have at the top head of the array. So that's why I use it inside our this index. I got the match. I use match to get the row number, and I also use match to get the column number. Please understand this is very, very simple and easier to use. Please don't get confused. Okay, so let me apply this again to you, and you're going to see it, and I believe you will understand it more. So I'm going to say index for the array, that is the entire data. I'm highlighting the entire data. For the row number of this particular ID that we are looking for using index match, we don't know the row number of this ID. We are looking for it. So we are using match to get the row number. So I will say match, then I will open bracket. What value am I looking for? The row number of the value is this particular ID that was given to us. Then I will put comma. What is the lookup array of that particular ID? This is the lookup array of the ID. What are we looking for? We're looking for the exact match. Then I put 0, I close bracket, and I put comma. So now we are looking for the column number of the data we want to return. We want to return the name of the university based on this ID, and we don't know the column number where this particular name of the university is. And that's why I say we need to apply another match function to get that. Then I will click on the name of the university, or I can write it by myself if I know how it is exactly. So when I put this and I put comma, then it will ask me for the lookup array where this range of this particular data is the ID where it is. So the lookup array is here. I will highlight it here. That is vertically. Then I'll put comma. Then it will ask me for whether it is exact or less than or greater than. I'll put 0. I'll close bracket for that match bracket. Then I will close another bracket for the entire index formula that I started. Then I press enter and it return the entire value for us. So now if I want to apply it across all these zip codes, all I'm going to do, let's understand this. I'm going to lock this. The entire array, I'm locking it. I'm locking this P for the what? For the ID. I'm locking it. I'm locking this array for the ID also. I'm locking it. But for this match, I'm not locking this match because I want it to apply across all this. Understand this, please. But I'm locking the what? I'm locking the vertical array that we have. I'll press enter. Now, if I scroll it here, you see, it gives us the same data like VLOOKUP, but this one is using index match, while that one is using VLOOKUP. That's what we have done so far. I know this is very heavy on most of you. That is the first time you are seeing all this. Believe me, you will get confused. I know we are going deeper, deeper, deeper. But please don't get confused. You will watch the video, put it in slide motion. And I think this is where we are going to draw the curtain because I don't want to confuse you anymore. So that when we start connecting two or more sheet together, maybe you will get confused and this one will just go away. Please make sure you watch this. Make sure you pay attentively to this. Make sure you practice this because like I told you, VLOOKUP, index match are the most essential functions in Excel. And if you know this, it's like you are close to the you know, toppest people that are well known in this, and you'll be able to do a lot with this. Even though there are other things that we are going to be learning else, but believe me, you need this. And when you understand this, it's a very, very, very valuable knowledge to you, and it will help you, and it will make a lot of your works very easier, and will show you how professional you are to work with data. Please understand this. So this is it. I think let's draw the curtain here, and you know, we see next on Saturday, maybe during the career mentoring, maybe if you have question and answer, because I will allow you to go and watch this video so that you will have a lot of questions, a lot of what you want to know. But believe me, all what we are doing are self-explanatory. I'm doing everything with you. All the data we are using is with, just go ahead and use any of the data of the assignment that we are giving to you. Go ahead and use the data, because this data is not the complete data. We are putting it together. We are going to give you this data as assignment. You will use it for your assignment, I believed. So I don't want us to practice with one data and also give you the same data to practice. You will not learn. Please get any data, even using the one we gave you for your assignment. Use that data and apply all what we have done this week, so that you'll understand it very well, because your assignment will be more of you creating templates, you creating high quality template that when people saw the template will believe that you know what you are doing, and you create a very, very good looking template. This this is where we are going to draw the curtain. And I wish you all the best. Please have a wonderful night and take care. Bye bye. I will share the video for you to watch tonight, I believe, and you will see it, and you can practice everything there. So thank you so much, and see you on Wednesday for the question and answer if you have any. But if you don't, then we will have our normal career intake session. Thank you so much. Bye bye.